Hello, testing. Hello.
Whoop. Let's just get out of here. Hey, Sharks fans. We're just going to check the tech, make sure we are all good. I don't know if we're going to go to the Insta today, Joshy. I think I've buggered that up. But we can always do that another time. Hey, Sharks fans. My name's Sam Shanaz. This is the great Joshua Bowling. We are privileged right now to be at the greatest place on earth, talking about the greatest club on earth. It is Hall of Fame night, and we're halfway through, Josh. I'm ready to cry, dude. I'm ready to cry. It started when we were talking to Gavin Miller about an hour ago. But we are here having a great time. Thanks to Sharks for having us, first and foremost. Thank you, Joshy, for coming along and keeping me entertained. We've seen, do you want to pass me this little? We've seen our five immortals get their Hall of Fame.
Gaz is there.
He can come in. Come on in, guys. Our Hall of Fame jerseys. So we saw relations of Greg Pearce, Steve Rogers relations, Tommy Bishop's relations, the great Gavin Miller and ET are here. You want to jump on, guys? Are you good?
Sure.
Come on in. This is all ad lib, guys and girls. So here comes Gary around the microphone. Hey! Just grab one of those. Gary Dover from the Sharks is here. And we are having a great time. I was just going through what's already happened. So Greg Pearce, Tommy Bishop, Steve Rogers, Gavin Miller, ET have been given their Hall of Fame jackets and that kind of thing.
Jackets, pins.
Let's get you pumped up there, Gary. Give me the vocal.
It's very emotional down there. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
It's great vibes.
Sec. Hello. All right, let's get into it, guys. And having a break now, and then we're going to see the rest of the Hall of Fames and maybe something else happen special. But man, it's so emotional down here. Andrew Eddinghausen, holy cow.
That was full on.
So we got a bunch of interviews we're going to throw up later on with a whole bunch of different Sharks people, but we caught up with ET first, actually. And I could tell he was pretty emotional, pumped up. But when you see, and some people saw our live stream just before on Facebook, but when you see that footage you guys have put up of ET, Josh, I know that got you feeling a few things.
Yeah, well, I was trying to keep it together while I was live streaming on your phone. I was just like trying to hold back the tears because that's how I feel about the Sharks. Those are the emotions that I feel of what the club means to me, and it's just so special to see, our greatest ever, arguably, if not the greatest ever, to have the same connection to the club that I do as just a fan, just a punter, and he was the best to ever do it for us, and that's what strikes to me in my heart is I have the same connection with this guy as I do with you or with Sam and with anyone out there that's listening, and that's the sign of a true great, I think.
Gary, what time did you start work today?
8:30 this morning, so feeling pretty good, which is when you come to an event like this, it doesn't matter how long you've been working, it's always a great place to be, and I'm honoured and privileged to be able to be down there and listening to these guys speak about the club the way that they do.
I have to say, I'm a little bit surprised by the emotion attached to the night. I don't know if that's the most stupidest thing ever said by anyone ever, but when our mate Donnie Rogers got up and he did a poem about his dad, that was huge. By the way, Donnie's playing at the Brass Monkey. He won't talk to me ever again if I don't give him a shout out on Saturday night. But that was a beautiful poem. And then Gavin Miller got up, and a spoiler for what you're going to hear tomorrow in the Gavin Miller interview with us. Man, that guy bleeds black, white, and blue. Again, I'd kind of forgotten, hadn't seen Gav for a few years. Holy cow. As a double spoiler, I, for some reason, asked him about Tom Hazelton, his friend, we got an essay, man, and it's a good essay. Josh, he was ready to go to war for Tommy.
Yeah, and just first of all, the man's handshake, he nearly broke my hand. It was just, that's the strongest
strong
dude
man.
of all time. But he's like, I think he's 70 and he'd still kill me. But just the way the way he speaks about the club and Tommy, we've got a great answer that I think everyone's going to love when we get it out.
Yeah, I mean, just a fantastic night. I can't state enough. There's probably 1,000 fans here enjoying the spectacle. And hopefully you're enjoying what everyone's doing tonight in social media and everything about the night. But it's so special, man. Like, this club freaking rocks. I almost dropped the F-bomb on SharkCast, which I never do. I never swear, Troy, but I almost did. And you know who else rocks? Troy from Sharks Media.
Absolutely. The guy.
Seriously, we are the greatest club in the history of the world. Apologies to our listeners. Like, I have to reach over to do this kind of stuff. So we're just going to give everyone their time. Hello. And Smitty said ET was a great pick. It's our friend Trish. And we got more to come. We got more guys to come, which is
It's super exciting.
exciting. We spoke to a number of people as spoilers. We spoke to Jason Stevens, who I don't think I'd ever really met before. He's a bit of a cracker in my live one. We spoke to our friend Dylan Wright. We spoke to Nico Hines, Toby Rudolph, a whole bunch of people. You'll be hearing about that tomorrow. Hopefully we'll get some more later on as well. But it's talking to the old guys, man.
Yeah.
ET, Gal, just...
Like I said to you, Sam, when I shook ET's hand and looked in his eyes, like I got kind of lost for a second. I kind of was just like, I don't really stumble over my words or get that starstruck, but like ET just looked right down the barrel, and yeah, you know, they felt like I was the only person in his world for that 3 seconds, and I was like, kind of like rocked my world a little bit.
Yeah, I told you this, Josh, but we were talking to our friend Dylan Wright, the singer, who's going to sing soon, and he's got a great story about how he, when he was 5 or 6, was out in the field through a connection with the players, his heroes, and I said to him, "You got to go talk to ET. We've got to tell him this." And so then, me being me, I went, "I'll grab ET." I went to grab him, and my words just wouldn't come out. This was after I'd already spoken to him. But as Josh said, just looking at that beautiful face, Dylan, let's go.
Story time.
Story time. And then they had a really great chat, which is the we used there. But Gary, tell us about what sort of a night this, like, what goes into making this night? Like,
Yeah.
it's like a pretty big event.
There's been so much planning and everything obviously going on behind the scenes to make this happen, and I'm just glad that it's running smoothly for everyone involved. But yeah, as you mentioned, it's just those stories that you hear from those guys who've been around for so many years that makes it so special. And you know, we can all sit here and reflect on the times when we started, you know, following the Sharks. And I remember coming with my partner, and he was a massive Sharks supporter, and the reason why I started following the club. And you know, I remember the days when I was watching ET and guys like that out on the field and playing with Matt Rogers' son Jack up on the family hill there, when they used to have the demountable up there for the players' wives and kids. They used to sit up there, and we used to all just play out the front, roll around on the hill. And you know, they're just those memories. And we're such a community club. Like,
yeah,
that's probably one of the big things about working here that I love so much. It's, you know, you're part of the family, and you can see that from the guys' speeches tonight, how much it means to them and what sort of emotions and feelings they get from a lifetime spent around the club.
We'll give a shout out to our friend Joe, who's overseas right now. We're looking forward to you coming back and serving us some coffee, my friend,
Yes,
down at
please.
Mr.
Yes,
Paisley's. I hope you're doing well. Hope Mars doing a bit better. Matt says, thanks for capturing it live. Oh, it's our pleasure. Josh and I debated about whether we should stream throughout the night, and it was like, we can't really talk over these legends. Let's watch the legends and let's talk when we can. So we're here now. Maybe later we'll see what happens. But thank you, Matt, for tuning in and your support. A lot of I think the entire squad might be here, the NRL guys, coaching staff.
Yeah, everyone came.
So they know what an important event this is. They're flying out within 48 hours to Vegas. I interviewed Nico. What the hell's he been eating? He's taller and bigger in a good way.
He's always been pretty tall and solid, but yeah, he's looking really
When did he get 6'4"? Seriously,
It's in the chicken.
he was looking down at me. I'm like,
He's had a really good preseason. You know, we saw glimpses of that in the second trial there, but I'm really looking forward to what Nico can bring this year.
Josh, what else is going on? Oh, no, don't worry about that. It's just Dana saying I look good. It's all good.
Really sharp. I'll back that one up as well.
We might leave that up for a while. Josh, what do you make of the night? You're I think the youngest member on the panel tonight. Just maybe. By a few years actually.
I mean, too old.
Yeah. What's it mean to you a night like tonight, Josh?
Yeah, I think it's always important to learn about the history of the club, and as someone who's obsessed about this football club, I dig into a lot and read a lot, and you still always learn something new. And seeing the legends of this club wouldn't be here to support if it wasn't for a lot of these guys that are being rewarded tonight for all the sacrifices that they've made. Your Gavin Millers, I never got to see him play, but I had the fortune of telling him that just thanking him for what he did and what he brought to the club, and being one of the greatest players the sport's ever seen, let alone the club. And guys like ET, who I grew up, those are the guys who I idolized as a kid. ET was the guy. There's him and Peachy, and the Matt Rogers and the Dean Treases, those kind of guys were just my idols. That's all I ever wanted to do and be, was those guys. And getting to meet ET tonight, shake his hand, it's just it's crazy. And I same as you, what you said about the emotion of the night. I just thought we'd have a good night and have a few drinks and tell some stories. But it's just really hammers home how much sport can change you and define you in a way.
Yeah, it's quite overwhelming. The three of us are obsessed with this club. All of our listeners and viewers are. We know that. And hopefully, I think some of them are in the house anyway tonight. But that's the thing. Just seeing even your 2016 guy, I shook Gal's hand. I was like, oh my God, you are the guy. It's I still feel that.
It's crazy. Yeah. When I first started working here, it was so surreal, to be around those guys every day. And now to be able to, be in their presence at nights like this is something special. Yeah.
And they earn that status, because I'm not, I don't really get that way around the current guys. Around the current guys, I just think I respect the hell out of you. You guys are amazing. But I don't have that kind of, I don't really have that feeling which is, I guess, particularly okay to do that. But when Miller's there, or ET, or even, Docco's out there, and Matty Rogers walks by, it's whoa, it's Matty Rogers.
Yeah, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
When we were on the red carpet and Sam was I got to get Peach. I don't care about anyone else, I got to get Peach.
Spoiler, we haven't yet, but we will later on. So I have to say, and I don't want to get all big brother, I'm not going to say fatherly on you guys, particularly Josh. It was really cool for me to give you the opportunity to hang out with ET and those guys. So
yeah, I got to thank you first.
No.
But to have me down, you didn't have to do that.
No, because this is what it's about. You guys
leaving us.
You guys run the show. Three in my room in Vegas. 2 and 3. I think I've seen that movie. No, I'm just saying, that kind of thing for me, it's just I can't say to these people watching enough, it's such a beautiful night. We're only halfway there.
I know exactly how you feel, though, Sam, because it's like that. Last year when I brought you into the sheds for the team song, and
stop it.
You're telling me that's the first time you've been there, and to be able to give you that, I can totally see what it means, to repay someone like that, to a guy like Josh. And it's awesome. That's all we're here for.
Yeah, and everyone in the crowd has that same feeling about what they're watching. Shane Flanagan's here. Yep. There's a whole bunch. Who am I missing?
Shock Mundine's here.
Shock Mundine's here. I think he's here to cheer on someone who might be receiving something soon. I'm not allowed to say much more than that. I'm just speculating. But Shock's in the house, which is just...
And a t-shirt and pants. Or shorts.
I don't want to say too much. Might come in and say a few.
Yeah.
But there's a whole host of people here, which is brilliant. It's a great night. Sharks have put on, not just saying that because they put us up for the night, but a great night. I spoke to Nico, as I said. I asked him about round 1. He said they're pretty amped.
Yeah.
He says and you'll hear this tomorrow, but they want to see some connection on the field. He thinks that'll be enough to get the 2 points. They're all in pretty good spirits. I spoke to T. Rudolph. He's only a few weeks. He's round 3, round 4.
Yeah.
So we should have a lot of troops back. Gary, what are you sensing? We're getting closer to round 1. How are you feeling? And how's the team been around the house, around training?
Around training, good vibes in the office, under the pump.
Cool.
There's lots to do before we head over there. But yeah, it's a different feeling to start the year, that's for sure. It's not like probably any year that I've started. It's my 9th season at the Sharks. And yeah, this year feels a little bit different. And I don't know whether that's the shorter preseason, everything feels a bit jammed in, but yeah, I'm looking forward to getting over there and to see the work that everyone's been putting in a shorter preseason and doing things a little bit differently. I think we're in a really good spot in terms of fitness, troops that are ready to go on the field, and troops that will be getting back within the first few weeks. So I think it's going to be a good start to the year. I think we're pretty lucky to be getting Panthers to start.
Then BHU, he's looking amazing. He's sounding amazing.
That's great.
Sounding in such good spirits.
Overhead.
Yeah, the new dad bit helps as well. I think he's in a really good headspace and he's got things going on off the field that just contribute to his positivity and happiness on the field as well. So it's good to see those guys going through those things. And yeah, I'm really excited for this year, actually.
He looks so fit.
They all are really fit at the moment. It's probably the fittest they've been, preseason wise. And I'm looking forward to seeing how that translates in a proper 80-minute match, not a trial or anything like that. Just, the season proper coming around. I'm really looking forward to it.
We wanted to give a shout out to people who were in the house who have been waving and saying good day and coming up to say hello. So appreciate everyone's support. We do have to point out that my colleagues in my other job, Vonnie Sampson, Andrew Boston, great job hosting. Dylan Wright's going to do a couple of songs pretty soon as well. The judging criteria for what is coming up, Hall of Fame, to be considered: exceptional performance on and off the field, international test reps, including World Cup matches, played state of origin, played 100 first grade games for the Sharks, or won a premiership with the club, or received one of the big accolades you can in the game. So we know who's going to be announced.
Yes.
I don't know if Josh does.
I don't.
But so Josh doesn't. We know.
No spoilers.
No spoilers, others will be in the world of pain. But there is a host of people in the building who can possibly get this accolade. There's a lot of Sharks fans here, a lot of Sharks players here, I should say. I'm pretty excited about what we're going to see. It's going to open up a big, not debate, but just talking points about who, why, when, who didn't, which is great. But yeah, I'm super excited about what's going to happen in the next hour and a half. I am stalling here a little bit with my words because I'm just so overcome. ET, make sure you watch the vision somehow. He started early. Like he got up and he was like,
Straight away.
the voice was, I was like, oh God.
Yeah, it was
And,
freaky
and
from
it
the
was
start.
kind of that, the whole, but it was beautiful.
It was so good. And yeah, as you mentioned, Don Robbins, that little
Oh.
poem that he read out was just, something I'll never forget.
Yeah.
I was sitting down there taking photos of the guys when they came up on stage to get their jackets, and I just see Don walking right over to me and he puts his hand on the grass right in front of me. I was just like, to be 30 centimeters away from him rubbing the field and looking in his eyes was just
Yeah. So,
something I'll never forget.
so for those who don't know, Steve Rogers, the late Steve Rogers, some of his ashes are scattered on Shark Park. And Donnie told a story about how he, what you just said, Gary, he's got a ring, I believe, his dad's Sharks ring.
Yeah.
And he spread it around the ground. Just, really beautiful stuff. And as someone who's known Donnie for quite a long time now, his music career is really starting to take off. It has to be said, and he says it himself, it's quite late in life. Like he's not 20. And he's doing really great stuff. So hopefully he continues to bloom in that profession. But tonight was probably the most kind of pro I've seen him. Just the way he kind of
He was really composed and like knew exactly like the moment that he was in, and he really owned that moment, as you said. It was beautiful.
Yes. How's catering out there? Catering's important to me.
Catering looks good. I haven't got a meal, but and the food looks unreal, and everyone's down there enjoying themselves. So, the congratulations to everyone, behind the scenes, the Sharks who put this event on, because it's come together really well. And as you said, to have the fans here in the stand as well, to be able to enjoy it and look on, I think it's something really special.
Absolutely. Absolute Sharks tragics here, which is what the three of us are, and we love those people who are here tonight. Your boss Dino looks pretty proud. Dino's walking around.
For sure. It's been something that he wanted to put together for a long time, and to see it come to fruition tonight, I think he would be proud, and he should be proud. It's a really great event, and something that the club will hold for a long forever.
Yeah. It's going to be fascinating to see when we do this next. I know we haven't even done the next 5. We're waiting the next hour for that to happen, but I don't know, 4 or 5 years, who knows? But that'll be real interesting.
Especially for that little piece. What happens there?
Can we talk about that?
Why not?
So,
Or should we not?
well, what we can say, because it's been documented elsewhere, is that when you go past Shark Park, should we say, is it up there?
No.
When you go past Shark Park in the coming days, there will be,
Just take a look.
take a look. There may be a new piece of art.
Yes.
That's okay. We can say that. And that's fantastic. Everything the club is doing right now is going through the post. It's an amazing time to be a Sharks fan. I know we want to see him win every game and win the comp, but we need to just appreciate what we got right now. The coach spoke. He was beautiful. The coach's dad spoke. I love Alan Fitzgibbon. He was here. Man, these guys just bleed black, white, and blue. Like I hadn't seen Fitzy in the flesh for, I don't know, 30 years or something. When I was a kid, I saw him coach, Amazing hearing him talk. He still got that passion. And then ET and Gavin Miller choking up around him. When we interviewed Gav, he was really complimentary about Al Fitzgibbon and his son is our coach.
Yeah, I know. And that's like a massive
All
deal.
over swore. I love this stuff.
Like working here for the amount of time that I have over the last couple of years with Fitzy as well, this has probably been the most that we've dove into the history and, the current playing squad are really getting some lessons around who's come before them and what the jersey really means. And to be able to watch presentations that they have in their team meetings and everything that they do behind the scenes, for me, it's been an eye opener and something that I'm really proud to work here and to know the history of the club. Now it's enough to celebrate it.
I feel like what you almost said, Gary, and what I was hearing you about say was everything is meaningful.
Yeah,
That's
a lot
the
of meaning
coach.
behind
Like,
everything.
everything he does, and you work with him closely with putting up things in the dressing room and presenting things for the players, both visually or all visually, but all facets of vision. It all has meaning.
Yeah, that's probably one of the biggest things that I've learned working with Fitzy is, every season he's got a plan and he knows how he wants to present it to the playing group. And to be able to sit there and, sit in his office for an hour or two and chat ideas around design, to know that he's, got his head in that space and he knows I'm not just making things to make them look good, like there's meaning behind everything and hidden meaning in things that, might be seen publicly, but it's got a separate meaning to the players and, to have those reminders around the place for them, it's something really cool that I get to work on every year.
But there is also so much that the general public don't get to see. And it's for the players, obviously, and staff to a lesser extent, but for the players to inspire them. He just doesn't cut corners.
Yeah, even to the point of over the last 3 years, he's brought staff into team meetings just to chat about who they are and their life story and, where they've come from and what it means to work here and all that sort of stuff. Like, they have these meetings every week and, I've never seen another coach sort of do that. They have little things here and there, but Fitzy really dives into who you are as a person and what makes you a great person, first and foremost, before an employee of the club. And it's a great space to be around for sure.
My big brother has chimed in, saying is that Fitzy's jacket. It's very much on par with my brother razzing me in public, but we have a great love for each other. In fact, my big brother, I don't know if you guys have met my brother David. It's about 8 years between us. He is very much responsible for me doing this, being obsessed by the black, white, and blue. So shout out to you, my brother. This is right in his wheelhouse. 80s particularly. It's a fantastic night, man. I just can't say that enough. It's actually good weather. We were all a bit worried the other week, Gary. We had a bit of a meeting and it was like, what's the weather like?
We were stressing a little bit. Open air out there. It's anything could go wrong. We've seen what can happen here on a bit of a crazy night at Shark Park. But tonight's a really, really nice one. So happy for that. Yeah.
Very good. Joshy, how you feeling? What's going on? What's going through your head? What's going through your heart?
I'm just excited to see the next inductees, as I don't know and don't want to know. So that'll be.
No, you won't know.
So it's
No, so that's going to be really exciting to see.
Valentine, huh?
Yeah.
Damn, he ticks every box.
no dragons, Sam. Thank
Yeah.
Flano's in the house. I have to say I haven't seen Val, so we'll assume it won't be.
Yeah, I don't think he's in. He's probably over the bridge somewhere. So
we love
I can't wait though. With the rest of the night, there's still so much to come. We see Dylan Wright sing a few songs,
Yep.
inductees, and then hopefully a little chat afterwards with self guys and maybe
I was that guy down on the field before getting a photo with Dylan Wright because my kids are obsessed. They love him. So I was like, I gotta get a photo.
He's a great dude. He's a great dude. Just going to put it out there, Gary. I know we're getting into trouble for this. You know, I don't mind a bit of trouble. If you live in the area, just come down.
Copy.
Like, is there security at the front gate?
I'm sure there would be.
You're sure there
I'm
would be?
sure there would be.
You know what? Tell them Gary Dober.
You
sent
can
us
always
to
hear
get
it
in.
from outside anyway.
All I'm suggesting is there's still a large part of the night to go. And if you're in the hood, try and talk your way in. 'cause
There's actually a little walkway at the back of Family Hill. It's a public footpath.
Okay.
So if you just happen to be walking past at this time, you got to hear it.
You got me thinking. The Chinese restaurant, lights are on.
Dinner.
You boys
Come down and
see
get a
it better
feed.
than I can. Are people having dinner?
Yeah, a few.
I wonder if they'd have.
If there's space, if anyone's hungry.
If anyone's
Would
hungry.
they have a TV in there or anything? Probably not.
Yeah, but I don't think they'd be broadcasting this.
No, it should be.
That would be a great night out. Golden Bay Chinese. Holy smokes. Boy, oh boy, fellas. What a great night here at Sharkland. Still a long way to go. I just can't believe all these legends in one place. David Peachy, Andrew Ettinghausen, Nico Hines, the Fitzgibbon father and son combination.
Yeah, that's massive.
We saw some NRLW stars here as
Yep,
well.
yep.
As well as all the NRL squad. So the club is absolutely pumping right now. How you feeling about round one, Josh?
I'm so excited. I've got to get through a couple of days of LA to survive first, but I can't wait. It still doesn't feel like it's like actually happening. Like I don't think until they actually run out on the field and they kick off that'll feel real.
It's come around real.
It has. You think you have so much time to plan an overseas trip, and then all of a sudden, crap! I've got to get tickets and accommodation, and I have no money. And
Flying out tomorrow.
yeah, so
The exchange rate is what?
yeah,
So good.
yeah.
Brutal.
It's like 62 cents to the dollar or something. Cheap. So yeah, but I mean, look, like money's irrelevant for this.
How you
For
feel
me.
about the game?
But for the game, I think I'm pretty confident, but I always am. I'm probably an optimistic guy, but Dylan Edwards coming off off-season surgery, Nathan Cleary, they've all played a lot of footy. We're fresh. We want revenge after the prelim. Let's go get them.
I'm feeling really good as well. As Josh said, like we probably get them at the right time, but they haven't clicked as well as we know they can.
They haven't trialed
Guys
like
that
at
haven't
all.
trialed, like
Now, what's up with that? So
Yeah,
they played a
they're good.
game here, and it was just their kids, right?
yeah.
And then,
Cancelled the one against the reserve grades. They weren't happy with the.
oh, really?
They cancelled.
Presented.
Yeah, they weren't happy with the team that the.
Bears.
Yeah, I think it was the Bears. They weren't happy with.
But they had some hit out.
I think they had a scrimmage privately.
Yeah, like a closed door
on the weekend.
I'm living in a bubble boy. They cancelled a game.
Yeah.
Against a lower, like a
reserve grade side, yeah. And I think they thought that there was going to be a few extra players that were playing and that none of them were listed to play. I think they cancelled on the day, like they were there. Don't quote me on it, do your own research, but
No,
I'm pretty
pretty,
sure, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's true. Yeah.
hey, we're behind Sam.
Hey,
You're watching the stream.
right on, man. SharkCast pod forever. Hey, boys, I haven't told you the big news.
What's the big news?
Just this podcast media thing that we do under the banner of SharkCast Pod. It's got a live website. I'm a website creator.
Yes.
Sharkcastpod.com.au. Jump on. Don't stop watching this, but sharkcastpod.com.au. No, mucked it up already. Okay, here we go. Sharkcast.com.au. I sound
Love that.
100 years old.
It's okay.
Sharkcast.com.au. We've got a website. It's going to expand, but there's some cool stuff on there.
Merch on there.
There's some merch,
Yeah.
a link to a merch, but a lot of all the episodes are there. You just got to go through them. But there's the latest episodes, latest videos, a little bit about what we do, about who's on the show,
Social links.
social links, a million reviews,
That's all over it.
yada, yada, yada. I'm a website creator. Do the Sharks need a website creator?
Congratulations. First of all, that's awesome. I'm gonna have to go check it out. So
Yeah, true story. I just remembered when that gentleman showed me something online. I went, oh, we're online. Sharkcast.com.
It's showing us.
I saw that. I appreciate it. I'm really excited about the website, as you can tell. Sharkcast.com.au, and there'll be more stuff happening. We just thought we'd get it out there and get a bit more froth. So, yeah, there's something for everyone to look forward to. Our friends at Shark Cage said, bring on the first home game. Can't wait to show the NRL Shark Cage supporters they're going to produce. Now, these are the guys and girls that have like big photos and banners and they sing and
They're at the trial, right?
Yes.
Big Talakai trains time. That was awesome. Keep those up. I love those.
yes, the players love it too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can't be said enough. Players love it. Do we have any information on the person singing right now, Gareth?
I'm not sure, to be honest, but I can find out next time I'm on here. They're very, very good.
Well, yeah,
Just do have them at our presentation nights and things like that.
yeah, there is a female singer with an acoustic guitarist doing a great job doing the in between kind of thing. So respect for them for sure. And our mate Dylan's going to get up pretty soon. I actually know what he's going to sing,
So do I.
and it's going to be a bush.
I
Well,
don't
then I-
get it
You're
again.
gonna love it.
Then I said something about the Proclaimer song that he goes, oh, maybe I should do that. I was like, how long have you got?
Flip the script.
But yeah, he's going to do a song which some of you already know. It's a song that he wrote, shall we say, September 2016. So it's going to be emotional. I think it'll get to ET, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not breaking
Yeah.
it.
For sure.
What a sweetheart Andrew Redding has. Meridian Stand, it's a great place to be. As my mate Newman used to say, the Ivory Tower. Well, that's up there. So, great night. Can't say enough. Great night. Josh, what do you think of Fanua Blake?
I got good to see him up close and personal. He looks really trim, actually. But trimmer than I probably thought. Not the tallest guy in the world, but definitely like just stocky, but trim and fit, and I would not want to tackle him.
It's got a presence, right?
Yeah, like just like when he walked past, I just like zipped up and like stood up a little straighter, and
Yeah.
he looks really good. And so did Talakai. I thought Talakai looked really good too.
They all look really trim, but strong and ready to rock. Oh, look what's happened here.
Raiders.
Lucky we've got a fourth mic.
I actually have to go and get
Okay,
it. Left, to
let's
be
do it.
honest.
Let's swap over.
Maybe perfect timing right here.
I know Ash is here for a different reason, but Ash, jump on board for
I
a little
appreciate
bit.
having you. See you. See you guys.
See you, Gary. How are we going to do this? You go under there. Sorry about the pressure here, everyone watching, and also to Ash. It's so much better. Whoopsie, whoopsie. No, we're nice and close. Everyone, this is Ash. He was on the show a few weeks ago. He's the Ducks club historian, and you are a major reason as to why tonight is happening. How are you feeling? You see buzzing.
Yeah, like it's just in amongst the crowd, just to have anyone here, open to anyone is just amazing. I was saying to one of the guys before, like most clubs, this happened in the 20s, 30s, 40s, the Dragons, for it to happen in 2025,
Might be a bit closer.
just for that to happen in 2025 is just, and for all of us to be able to be a part of it, unbelievable.
Yeah, we've been talking for half an hour about how emotional the night's been. I'm a little bit surprised or taken aback by it. ET just stealing the show. You're a bit red-eyed. You must be a little bit feeling.
Yeah, and I've said to anyone that listen, Steve Rogers.
Sorry, by the way, have you met Josh?
Yes,
You
no,
know,
I didn't.
Sorry, I don't know what you- Sorry, go ahead.
It's anyone that I spoke to. Listen, Steve Rogers and Greg Fish were a little bit before my time, so I didn't have the privilege of watching those guys play live. But I've certainly seen sort of plenty of footage. And having said that, ET was very much my era, and I've never seen him so emotional. ET renowned for his ability to hold a crowd in the palm of his hand, his ability to talk, and he was very, very surprised. But that's what it's all about, isn't it, Sam?
Absolutely.
Like that's
Absolutely.
the emotion, and like, to be honest, he was set off by Don, who's that poem was just next level, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
we covered that a little bit. We can't say that enough to our listeners. It hit the heartstrings, that's for sure. And give me another plug. Don't hit the brass mic here on Saturday night. Tell us about your night tonight, and you're part of the night. You're one of the judges. Now, Josh doesn't know who's been inducted. Our listeners and viewers don't know. You and I know. You particularly know. Tell us about how you're feeling about now the night's finally here.
It's a sense of, it's both relief and achievement. Achievement because it's taking what's behind the scenes, and I'll certainly say that I'm not the main driver behind behind the scenes. My part was really the easy part. Selecting the players was the easy part. So once the criteria got set in place, you sort of have a group of players. That's the easy part. But all this out here, what you see tonight, and I'll tell you, these guys have been working around the clock.
Yeah.
And the number one thing that none of us could control, the weather, has just absolutely
It's nice.
on point.
It's nice.
Point. Like it's, and Fossey's hit it on the head. He's just like this is amazing.
It is. The ground looks great. It's the thing I like about what they've done is they haven't aimed too high. And when I say that, it's not exactly bells and whistles, but it's not lo-fi. It's just really nice. Everything's kind of how it should be.
Yeah, but Sam, you've been around long enough to know we're not a bells and whistle club.
I agree.
That is not who we. This club's built on Sutherland Oval, wooden grandstand, sheds out the back. You know, and Vossi hit the nail on the head. That's what this club is built on, and we're not shy away from that. Like the fact that Alan Fitzgibbon's here, I think that's next level, isn't
My
it?
God.
Like to see young Fitzy present the jackets and the medals, and you saw how emotional, in particular, Gav was when he accepted his award.
Yeah.
This is bigger than what we could have imagined.
Yeah, right. We spoke to Gav on the way in, and he was really generous with his time, and he was wound up, and he just lives for this club. It's such a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it is, and it's and like any job or anything you do, you don't play for accolades or awards, but when this sort of stuff comes around, like these guys are just so appreciative of what's been rolled out, and I think the jackets are a great touch, and the medals, and there's something once these guys move on, it's something they can pass on to the next generation. Like you saw with Greg Pearce is up here. When we fitted his jackets for his son, so for Greg's nephew, for Greg's grandson. So that's who those jackets will go to.
Yeah.
You know, so it all stays. It's very good.
Yeah. What kind of work went into dealing with, as you said, the players who either couldn't be here or have passed on? So you were dealing directly with the families.
Yep. Yeah. So we obviously the aim with anything like this, the aim is to get as many inductees here as you can. But when you can't, and there's instance with Tommy in ill health, lives up on the Gold Coast. Neil's here on his behalf, and Neil's, while it'd be great that Tommy was here, Neil spoke from the heart, and Neil's a great representative for the family. Same with the Pierces and the Rogers. It is what it is. It's hard that they can't be here, but you can see that that's the thing with this club. The passion is so deep that they speak. They're a representation of that family. Like every bloke, the two that come up said, Dad bled black, white, blue.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't get any better than that, does it?
No, it doesn't. I'm so glad that we got invited. I'm so glad that we made the effort to do all this. It's a really beautiful night, connecting with the fans as well, and a lot of legends in the house, Ash.
There are. I'd like to hear what do you guys think about? What thoughts?
I think it's great. Like you said, I think we're not the Roosters. We're not the big extravagant club. This is very fitting of what we are, and I think we should embrace that. I feel a family club and a local community driven club. I think it represents us really well, and I wouldn't want all the flashy stuff because it's not genuine. It'd be disingenuous to do that, and having all the legends here and the way they speak about the club, and I don't think there'll be a lot of clubs that would have that passion still from their players from years gone by. So, just really proud of the club and proud of the players that represented us over the years and different generations. I think it's been really well done. Really enjoyed it. Really thoroughly.
Yeah, you're spot on, Josh. That's not us, right? So during the week, obviously, you would have been seeing there's a lot of publicity around the Bulldogs had their 90th celebration at Town Hall, and we're a Shire club, and the Shire is, we're known. We don't leave the Shire, so I feel for us to have something at Town Hall, it would have been fantastic. Probably half the people wouldn't have turned up because they would have had to leave the Shire, but that's not us.
It would still be amazing, but it'd be a different vibe, to be honest. And we love our friends at Dalton House. How many events? It's an event centre. I get it. We love Dalton House, but the weather held out. The gamble paid off, and I think that means when we're in Vegas, we need to have a little $10 flat and a bit of blackjack in honour of tonight, boys. How worried were you about the weather? I think
Massively.
A week ago it was a bit.
No, massively. Yeah, and that's the one thing we couldn't control. So I knew Kylie Lucas, Mel, Jess, Chich, those guys, like I knew that it was going to be a fantastic event.
Yeah.
And those guys worked tirelessly. But the one thing we couldn't control was the weather, yeah? When it turns out like this, you just know it's going to be unreal, and that's what it has been. And like you said, like the stars in the house, like to chat to a good friend of the show, Alan Wilson, Dorco, Barry Russell, you just like, it's just rolling back the clock, isn't it?
Yeah. But
You
even,
just wish the only thing you wish is they're all in jerseys running out. That's the only thing you wish.
yeah, I do. But even talking to some of the current mob, like, I mean, we spoke to the King of Caringbah, Nico, and he's kind of in awe of everything. I said to him, sort of spoiling the whole interview, but I said, when you walk in here, do you now think, oh, I want to be a Hall of Fame? And he goes, I never really thought of it until tonight. He goes, now I absolutely want to be, here for the rest of my career and maybe achieve that. So it's obviously affecting those guys. I know Fitzy's huge on the history. And whether you believe that helps or not out in the field, I don't know. I personally do. I'm sure other people don't. But we're in such a good spot, man.
Yeah, and we spoke of this earlier. It's all about connection, isn't it? The connection of the past, future, present, and then that's where we're at. We're in a new cool little window. It's been labelled different things, but I think we're in a good spot.
All right, we're going to wrap it up for now because the show is back on, the real show. We'll try and show a bit more of that if we can. Just depends on tech and how people feel about that kind of stuff. But thank you so much for tuning in for now. We'll have some more stuff for you later. Heaps of stuff tomorrow, so stay tuned, SharkCast Pod. Remember, you haven't heard the news, Ash. We've got a website, sharkcast.com.au. It's an honor. I'm a website creator. So if you need anything, hit me up.
Okay.
We're going to say goodbye for now, but we will talk to you guys soon. Dylan Wright is hitting the stage. How exciting. Up. We'll talk to you soon. We are the greatest club in the history of